Gopala Astrology channel, where the science meets astrology for common man's understanding. Subscribe and stay tuned to this channel for continued astrological updates. Hello, welcome to Gopala Astrology channel. Today, it's going to be a different topic other than astrology. All the while, I have been talking more about planets, stars, and astrology, but many of my clients keep coming back to me, even though their horoscope charts are very good, well defined, but still they have some problems and they are not able to know what's the reason. So when they come back to me, I analyze their charts. I always look for things beyond the horoscope. That is where the science of home building called Vastu Shastra comes into picture. Okay, so that means we need to understand the place of dwelling, the place where we live, our homes are extremely important. It plays an equal role, similar to that of horoscope. You need to have a good horoscope. You need to live in a very good place, which is in synchronicity with the mother nature. Only then we can have a happy living. All right, so in today's video, I'll be covering the main important topic about what is Vastu and then the main door Vastu. That means how the Vastu plays a vital role in determining the luck or ill luck of a person who is the owner of that particular house will be explained. And some tips will be given as how the main door should be really be designed. All right. All right, friends, let's go to the actual video. And today, the topic, as I mentioned to you, is about Indian Feng Shui or Vastu. Right? I have used the word Feng Shui here because it will help our Chinese friends who are viewing this video because they call the house of, science of house building as Feng Shui. Right, so this is the Indian version of it. The difference between the Feng Shui and Indian Vastu is that the Feng Shui mainly talks about the directions, the 8 directions, and it is relating to the people, right? And Indian Vastu goes beyond the directions. We actually classify things as zones, and there are certain Devi Devatas or the gods who are related to a particular zone in the house, and then it is also related to the 5 elements: earth, air, water, space, and fire. Okay, and we are going to balance and create a harmony between our house and the mother nature. That's what is the main thing about Vastu. So let's define Vastu technically. Technically, Vastu is a Sanskrit word which means vas is actually to live, and tu is actually you. So you are going to live in a particular place, okay, or a dwelling. And Shastra is the one which contains the knowledge. It's a guideline to tell you how to live, how to create a place where to live. Okay, it should be always in balance with Mother Nature. All right, so Vastu is actually a detailed understanding of direction. Not only that, the geography, the topography, okay, that means the land, its elevation and stuffs like that, the climate, and also the actual physics. It's a very, very big, vast science actually. Vastu Shastra is just not a philosophy, but it's a science, okay, of setting things right. And I have been repeating the word here, balancing of 5 elements. This is extremely important. Only when all the 5 elements, namely the earth, fire, water, space, and air, is well balanced in a house, only then the people can live happily in that house. Okay, so what are these 5 elements or Pancha Mahabhut? Those Western friends who are new to this and just defining it in a particular way, this slide talks about the 4 directions: north, east, south, and the west. Okay, if you consider this, then the northeast portion of your house is known as water. It's the element of water. It is called Jala Tattvam. Right, the next one is southeast direction. Southeast stands for fire. Okay, it's a fiery element that is there in the southeast corner of your house. Southeast zone, I should use the word zone here. Okay, next one, the southwest is actually the earth. It is also called Nairutika. in Sanskrit. Okay, so earth is in the southwest, and northwest is known as air, or it is also known as Vayu, Vayu, corner of Vayu. So, in the center of all lies the Akasha Tattvam, or the space. So, all these five elements must be properly harmonized in any house, then only there is a peace and happiness. Okay, so if I am talking about the term house, it means everything. That means it can be a factory, it can be an office, it can be a huge building, okay, or it can be an individual landed property house. It is applicable to everything. All right, so please understand, Vastu is the science which aligns constantly reacting the energies with our subconscious, and it's very very supportive science. Wherever we are living, we should have this constant vibrations from all these five elements, which links to our human body. Okay, it's a big science actually. So please understand, everybody talks about positive energy. Okay, in Chinese we call it as Kai. Chi is a positive energy. So does it come from northeast? What is the logic? The logic is this. Please note, the Earth is not actually aligned to the North Pole like this, whereas it is actually tilted to northeast direction by 23.5 degrees. So because of this tilt, the Earth is spinning and rotating and revolving around the Earth with this tilt. So always the first part of energy flow always comes and enters through northeast. That's how the magnetic field of the Earth is behaving. So if you own a house, that house, it can be a flat, it can be an apartment, it can be anything, any property which is on the land, belongs to this earth. Actually, it's just a miniature form of Mother Earth. Okay, your house also is a part of the earth. As the earth is spinning with this tilt of 23 and a half degrees, even your house also behaves this way. So you should always consider your house as a mini earth, and it's always a living entity. I always consider house as a very living entity, and you should consider that as a human being. I will explain to you why. Okay, we call in Vastu science as Vastu Purusha, that living entity as a Vastu Purusha. There's a lot of mythological stories with this Vastu Purusha. Okay, but important point here is that you must imagine that there is a human being here in every house. Okay, and this person is actually tilted towards the ground. That means he is facing to the ground, and this is his head, and this is his body, it is his legs, and the two arms are on the sides, and he is exactly tilted towards the northeast. The head of the Vastu Purusha is located in the northeast direction, and the legs are in the southwest directions. Okay, the arms are in northwest and southeast direction respectively, and exactly in the center place I told you that there is a space, or Akasha Tattvam, and technically in Sanskrit it is also known as Brahmasthanam. All right, so that's how it is. Please understand, the Vastu Purusha, Purusha symbolizes the following: the head in the northeast direction gives positive thinking, the lower body in the southwest gives the stability, the navel in the center is the awareness, and lastly the hands, the two hands are always representing the movement and the energy. Okay, and Vastu Shastra is always a part, it's considered, it is originated from Vedas. Okay, and even there is a lot of mythological story with this Vastu Purusha. It is something like that, as Shiva, the Lord Shiva was fighting with a demon. During that long fight, Shiva got very tired and he started sweating. And when that sweat fell on the planet Earth, it started becoming a human form, and then later it became a demon. Okay, and there is a lot of story about it. And finally, this demon did the penance with Lord Shiva. He was very greedy. He wanted to conquer all the three worlds, and he was given he after his penance is over, Lord Shiva came in front of him and gave him the blessing, and he wanted to eat all the three worlds. He wanted to consume and something like that. So all the Devi Devatas got scared and surrounded him at one shot, and he was pressed into the planet Earth. So okay, this is just a mythological story. Don't worry much about it. It is there in the Puranas. So we just go by the science. Okay. The question today is what direction I should place my main door so that I get the best out of it. Okay. By default, everybody talks about north facing house, east facing house. Does it mean that other directions are bad? And today I'm going to explain to you clearly, one by one, step by step, about the other directions as well. There are good points, there are good directions, even other than the north and the east, but it is limited. So let's understand step by step today. Okay, so I'm also going to talk about the linkage between astrology and Vastu. That means the planets. So, what planet rules which part of the house? Okay, the northeast direction is considered as the most auspicious direction. This is where the Jupiter rules the northeast zone. Okay, so it is occupied by Lord Shiva. It is given as the highest priority, and all the gods are always residing in the northeast direction. It should be kept in a very clean manner, as it's a very holy corner of the house. Okay, the sun rules the east direction. Exactly in the center of the east direction is this portion, and this zone is ruled by Sun and Indra. Indra is also known as the king of the gods. Okay, the Venus rules the southeast zone. The Mars, or the Yama, the god of death, rules the south portion. The Ketu and Rahu, okay, especially Rahu, rules the southwest corner, and that's why it is also known as Nairutyam. Okay, and Saturn rules the west portion of the house, followed by the moon. It rules the northwest or Vayu corner. All right, so that's how we have to link this, and these are the 8 directions. Now, once we understood this, there are certain Indian mythological names given here. Just to name a few critical ones, the Kvera. Kvera is the god of wealth. Okay, Indra is known as the king of the gods, and Surya is, of course, he is the giver of name and fame, and of course, health also. And Yama is the god of death. Okay, we have to avoid him. Then Varuna, the god of sea, is going to be right here where the Saturn rules the west zone. Okay. So why I am showing this is this: you need not by heart or learn all the names, but the critical ones what I've given is important, because that is how we are going to logically derive which particular uh, direction my main door should be located. Okay, let's put that. So any plot given to us, preferably it should be a rectangular one or a squarish one. Squarish one are the best ones. If you have it a rectangular ones, it is still good. Okay, so when you take any plot or a house, you need to divide them into 9 portions, all the 4 sides, something like this. See, for example, in the north, start from northeast. You start count. I have not 1, 2, 3 here properly, but it's understood. When you say this, you can discount this area here, and then start counting 3, 4, 5, 6. So this area in the north zone is very very good for making the main door. Okay, the same thing goes here. If you start counting 1, 2, 3, etc., up to 9 in the east zone or the east direction of the house. So here 3, 4, 5, 6, they are also good in the east direction. That means to say that whatever I have shown here in red, these are the zones we should avoid for keeping the main door. I will explain the logic here. Okay, and in the south, as I told you, south is also a good direction, but the green, that means the zone in which I can keep the main door, is only one. It is the fourth portion of these 9 parts. Okay, so that is where we get deceived, and if we buy a south facing plot or a house, it's going to be disastrous because we may be using any of these red zones and we get into problems. Okay, so in the west zone, again, we have 3, 4, 5, 6. We have more doors available, more zones available for keeping the main door. Okay, what are these yellow ones? Okay, I already told you what is green. Green is the best, red is the worst. And what are yellow? Yellow ones are the ones which are neither good nor bad. Okay, you can keep them. It is always good to keep them if you don't get these main doors possible in the house. Okay, so other than this, it's very simple to understand. North direction is very clear, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is going to give you wealth. If you want wealth, go to a north facing house. If you want kirti, or the name and fame and a good health, go to the east facing house. If you want to live a spiritual and honest life, go to the west direction. And again, south direction, we have only one point here, which is good. I think very few people can get this, can be lucky enough to get this portion, the fourth portion, as the main door. Okay, so otherwise, it's really not recommended in Indian Vastu Shastra to have south direction. Of course, the Shastra says it's not bad to have include the second and third portion of the south as well. But but what happens is it's sometimes very difficult to get this as main door entrance, and you may end up in 5, 6, 7, 8, or any of these portions, which can result in a lot of problems. Okay, now what is that to do with north? Why is it giving the wealth? The north area is of the plot is extremely important because the number five and number four. This is the area where Kubera, the god of wealth, and planet Mercury resides. So if you keep the main door open here, all the wealth starts coming to your place. So the main function of this number five, door number 5 and 4, is to give you continuous wealth. Okay, other than this, nothing else. It is just giving you wealth. Trust me, it is my personal experience. I have seen this with my clients. I have advised them to buy the north facing plot and build a house with this direction, and they are extremely successful in accumulating wealth. Okay, the same thing here in the east. It is ruled by sun. The sun's first rays always reach to this portion. That's why they say the morning sunlight is extremely good. It has got some ultraviolet light, and it helps to build the very good health. And again, the sun is always going to give you the good name and fame. West direction, as I told you, it is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is the judge in your horoscope, right? He is the one who always teaches you to go and do things in a very ethical way. The Saturn is the planet of ethics. We cannot imagine a person working in some place, and he wants to take bribery or illegal money, and he wants to bring it to the house which has the west door facing something here. Definitely Saturn will not allow that money to stay with him. Within 2, 3 weeks, he will start getting some medical bills, either for himself or his wife or his children. Somebody will fall sick and he has to spend that money. So the illegal money cannot be brought in when you are living in a west facing house. Okay, even the west facing shops or the commercial places, even they will not cheat you. In fact, whenever I go to India, I want to buy something, I will always look for the shops which are facing west, because the people will be very honest. They will not cheat you much, and they will give you the right price, and they will take minimum profit, which is really required. The same thing, if you go to a north facing shop or a commercial place, they will mark up a lot of money, and you will lose money when you make transaction with them. Remember, okay, it's just my personal tip. And lastly, a very simple color coding. As I told you, I'm an engineer. I will always like to have a color coding and engineer everything so that common man can understand and remember this. Wherever you can always take a screenshot of this, and whenever you are going back to your home and reviewing this, please see that you will have the main doors in these tick areas. The green tick areas are good in north, green tick areas in the east is good, only one tick in the south, and then four ticks in the west. So rest of them, I would personally advise you not to have the door there. Please do your best. If at all there is a door, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's going to give some bad results, especially the southwest. This is the entry of Rahu. Who is Rahu? Rahu is a demon. So whenever you open any of these doors, lot of problems are going to come. In fact, what he does is, imagine you live in a house which has got the door here. Okay, you buy a new property. Let us say you go inside. The initial first 6 months, the Rahu gives you money. Okay, he makes you feel comfortable, and he starts giving you so much that you will start buying a lot of junk items, so many things, and you don't know where to store them. You will start blocking this. You will say, okay, you may say to your wife, let's build a small storage house in the northeast and let's dump all this. So it may happen such that you will start blocking this, because Rahu's biggest enemy is Jupiter. So he wants to control this portion and avoid good things that is coming from the northeast direction. Okay, the moment you build something here and block the northeast direction, the flow of energy stops, and then the Rahu starts doing his work. He will put you into litigation. If you are in a job, he will terminate you from the job. There will be a lot of court problems. There may be accidents in the house. You may fall ill. Lot of problems are there if you really open any of these doors. That is why maximum cross marks are there in the southwest direction. You should never, I can put 100 nevers, never live in a house which has got southwest opening. When any thief, the thief wants to enter a building, I am very sure that he will always take southwest zone to enter the house, because Rahu is residing there. Okay, even if there is a house which has got northeast facing door, okay, in that house, if there is a robbery, that thief or robber must have entered through the southwest window. Okay, I'm just giving an analogy, not to scare you, don't worry about it. Okay, and that's it. So useful tips finally before we close this video for the Vastu of the main door. So please understand, the main door must be the biggest of all the doors in your house. That means you have a door for the main master bedroom, you have a door for kitchen, you have a door for children's room or a guest room. All that, when you measure the height and the width and the thickness, the main door must be the strongest and tallest of all. Okay, at least it should be taller by 1 or 2 inches minimum. Then only the Vastu's powerful energy start, because the main door is like the mouth of our body. Okay, whatever enters our body as a food has to go through the mouth. In the same way, whatever positive things or negative things, whatever it is, has to come to the house. It has to come through the main door. Okay, please note that the main door must be designed in such a way that it opens inwards towards the right. That means you are standing outside, you open the door, it should go to the right side. That means in a clockwise direction. And please keep inspecting your main door. You are not supposed to have any cracks or any things like that, or any bad damage marks. If at all, if there is any of those hindrances will be there in your life, the owner of the house will have big problems. Okay, and even the squeaky noise on the main door should be avoided. If there is a squeaky noise in the main door, there will be a lot of quarrels and fights and misunderstanding between the husband and wife, or any family member for that matter. Okay, you can always oil and make lubricated such that no sound comes whenever you open the main door. All right, and I have seen many houses, they like to carve a lot of things like this. They put a lot of gods, goddesses photos and beautiful designs and all that. It should be avoided. Basically, the main door should be very smooth. It can have a simple design like this, but when you carve too much, what happens? The energy gets bifurcated. It's not the shape that matters. It gives you a lot of problem. And one hint for people in India is this: you should never put Ganesha for example, in front of the main door. Okay, obviously Ganesha, there is a lot of story about a mythological story about Ganesha. He is the one who stops even Shiva to enter the house, right? I'm just telling you as an analogy here, but the thing is, please do not make too many designs, as the energy flow gets too much dispersed everywhere, and you will not have that constant flow of good things that is come. Whenever you are entering the door, you are entering with a positive mind. If you don't have any disturbances, that's why it should be a plain door always. Okay, finally, it's very simple common sense. Please do not put any obstructions. Okay, some people, they go and put even the dustbin there. That is the worst thing that to happen. Okay, the free flow of energy must be there. Keep this front door area free from any clutters. It should be very clean, and only then you will see the positive energy coming to your house. Okay, that's all I wanted to say today. We have come to the end of this video. Please press the subscription and the bell icon, and you will get all the notifications of my videos at the first. Okay, I need more and more subscriptions to kind of carry on with my channel. I need your encouragement. Thank you very much for your support so far.